It was the vehicle that brought farming into the 20th century, which is good news if you're one of the 6.5 billion people who like to eat food.
I've been around tractors probably sooner than I should have, but that's the way it is on a farm. If you can turn the steering wheel, you're driving.
It tills, plants, sprays, harvests, threshes, and combines. It does just about everything. Nothing says farm like the tractor.
Muggy, come here, come here. Come here, baby, good girl, come here. That's it, good girl. Give me that water, that's my girl, yeah. In the city, a person's best friend is likely to be called Rex or Spot or Moggy. But out here in the country, your best friend is more likely to be called Holt or Cockshut or Massey Ferguson 344692, because out here in the country, your tractor is your best friend. Sorry, Mog. Can't win them all. Log? Come on. You're supposed to be my best friend.
Plowing matches are a decades-old tradition where farmers get together to celebrate. They celebrate, hell, I don't know, plowing, I guess. Anyway, this is the Hastings plowing match. This is where I get to shine.
They're trying to pass me off as a city boy, but I'm not. I think you can tell. I'm at home here. This is mi gente, my people.
I've been entered into the media plowing competition where I'll be competing against local celebrities, and I intend to win. Ron is giving me a refresher course on the tractor.
Ron Tilling, Jeff Douglas.
Nice to meet you.
I have to mention too, Tilling, an apt name when you're a guy in plowing contests, huh?
Yeah, I'm plowing today, not tilling.
Oh, right, okay. But you're still tilling every day. So here's the thing. I grew up around tractors a bit. My uncle had a dairy farm. So I have a little bit, familiarity with them, but that's 25 years ago. And the thing is, Ron, that I find myself entered in a plowing contest this very afternoon, so I could use a bit of a refresher.
Okay, let's see what we can do.
What's that?
That is the steering wheel.
Yes. Now, Ron, can I ask you, did you go around and search for the most uncomfortable seat you could find?
My wife bought me that seat
To keep you awake?
at a yard sale last year.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Was she angry?
No, it had Matthew Harris on it.
Oh, okay, okay. Let's see what I remember. Throttle, right?
Yep,
Down here would be your clutch, I guess, right?
yep.
What is this little button?
That's the starter.
Okay, so I just go?
That's right.
You trust me? Why wouldn't you? Okay, here we go. Music.
Ready to go.
Clutch in.
First gear.
Battle with the gear here somewhere. I would pull it back. That's third. I'm having to fit it. That's in first.
Should be it.
There we go. And I'm off.
You're doing fine.
The seat is actually more comfortable than I had thought it would be. If Uncle Mac could see me now, I'm doing it.
Okay, we're gonna drop the plow.
Can I go a little faster?
Nope, you're doing fine.
Uh-oh, Ron, I'm veering. This is it, I'm plowing. You can get obsessed with it.
Excellent. That's good. You went good and straight there.
How'd I do, Ron?
Excellent.
You're kidding, really?
You passed.
You think there's a future in this for me?
Yes, I believe there is.
All right.
So here's the deal. No tractor, no farm. Not that it's all that complicated. You see, the main thing about a tractor is that basically it's just a really big engine. It's all about torque, so tractors aren't built for speed, they're built for brute force. They have bigger valves, pistons, and cooling systems so they don't overheat as they grind away. All the pieces get bolted together like a big heavy Meccano set, and the casing is built directly over the top. The streamlined design gives the tractor a narrow chassis, so you can turn it on a dime. Sweet.
Back before the tractor, there was a lot of good old-fashioned hard work to farming. Not that there's anything wrong with that, of course. Whew. And that is hard work. Not so much for the horses, but for me. The problem with horses was that they ate 20% of what they produced. And by the 19th century, mechanization was hitting the farm. And there was a growing demand for farm products, a demand that no living thing could ever hope to meet. I'm so sorry, Pepper. It's nothing personal. You guys are good.
In the late 1800s, the development of the self-propelled steam engine was a major advancement in farming. Although it had more horsepower than horses did, the steam tractor also weighed 30,000 pounds, was mechanically complex, and in constant danger of exploding. It was a bit like farming with a locomotive.
This is a 1919 Sawyer Massey steam traction engine. It was built in Hamilton, Ontario by the Sawyer Massey Company. It's a 68 horsepower Western plowing engine. Probably worth several $1,000s in 1919, so it was a considerably expensive investment. Well, this engine runs on wood. Some are fitted to burn coal, but we burn hardwood in this engine. The boiler on this engine is referred to as a fire tube locomotive type boiler. It's a single cylinder engine. Water is stored in this tank here. The tank on the other side is used for carrying coal. This large flywheel is used for driving the accessories. If we were going to saw wood or thrash with it, we'd install a big wide drive belt on here, and the engine would turn the flywheel and drive the belt. If the engine is going to be used out in the field plowing, then we obviously have to be able to move it. The clutch that's up inside the flywheel here is engaged. That drives the differential gears, then down through to drive the wheels. This is where we operate the engine from back here on what's referred to as a rear deck. Steering wheel, obviously. This lever controls a clutch, which engages the clutch inside the flywheel. This is our throttle that starts the engine to move when we're ready to go. All these different taps operate the injectors, and this one lets steam get drawn in through the injector. We're putting water in the boiler now. If we want to make the engine turn over, we'll just move that lever forward and emit a little bit of steam. The more we open the throttle, the faster it'll run. It would probably use in the neighborhood of 2,000 pounds of coal per day. It would use about 90 gallons of water an hour, so several teams of horses and people to assist it would be required. So it didn't really replace the horse, it just replaced the horse's job.
Unfortunately, the only way to make the tractors more powerful was to make the boilers in the engines bigger. They were impressive, but not very efficient. By the turn of the century, these monsters were so big they could not travel across bridges without making them collapse. They were quick though. Their top speed a blistering 2 to 3 miles per hour, about as fast as the average tricycle. But hey, it was a long time ago and people were easily impressed. Alas, the steam traction engine's days were numbered. Progress was marching on.
That is good. Did you get in here and do that?
Oh, yeah.
And you say I can de-lice myself with that too?
The antique tractor parade is a living history. These things were built to last, and basically, farmers are a bunch of guys who just love to show off their toys. And that's okay.
Next we have a 1940 Farmall, a brand of International Harvester. It's a local purchase, and it's owned and driven by Don Sandercock of Frankfurt, and the man that was responsible for the design of these.
By the early 20th century, it was pretty obvious that you could not have a farm without a tractor. No tractor, no farm. I guess Henry Ford managed to get a little bit of time away from the assembly line because he came up with another great idea. A small kerosene-driven tractor called, curiously, the Fordson. The The Fordson was to farming what the Model T was to driving. Mass production of the tractor, however, was perfected by a Canadian company, Massey Harris. In the farm business since 1847, Massey gradually took over the farm machinery world and became an icon of the rural landscape.
And it's the new Massey Harris 101, the greatest value ever offered in a completely modern tractor. Well, he's going somewhere in a hurry, probably off to answer the dinner bell, or perhaps the telephone.
But the Canadian tractor that made the biggest difference is not a Massey. It was an iconette, if you will, the Cockshut 30. The Cockshut 30 introduced live PTO. Now, all tractors have power takeoff, otherwise they'd just be a slow-moving, somewhat ugly car. PTO, however, lets an attachment like a thresher or a baler get power from the tractor's engine while the tractor is moving. The live part was the big deal. They put a new clutch system on it to separate the PTO from the transmission. And now your implements could draw power off the engine even when the tractor was standing still. Power took off in 1951 with 500,000 machines being made. The technology was so important that the Canadian government issued a stamp in its honor. In the last 50 years, tractors have transformed farming into a transnational agribusiness. Farming is a science and a huge corporate investment, a truly symbiotic relationship. Bigger tractors make bigger farms, and bigger farms need bigger tractors.
Tractors in the past and the tractors now, most of the common themes are still there. They all have a 3-point hitch lift on the back. They all have PTO. The difference is now is in operator comfort. The cabs are air conditioned. It's more comfortable for the guy to run. I'm sitting here in the John Deere active seat, and what it does is it positions the operator in the seat and compensates for the bumps and stuff as he goes through the field and down the road. It's electronically controlled to make sure that I have the most comfortable ride possible. The control for the transmission and how fast the tractor is going is right here, as well as all the controls for the remote and the 3-point hitch and the throttle on the back of the tractor. This particular tractor has a 4-speaker stereo in it. You can also get a CD player and things like that in the tractor as well. You want the tractor to be comfortable because often as a farmer you spend 12 to 18 hours a day sitting in the machine running it. So you want to do something where it's easy to see everywhere, all your controls are at your fingertips, and you're able to run the tractor smoothly and efficiently.
The latest and greatest in tractor technology uses auto steering systems controlled by GPS satellites in outer space.
In order to turn the steering system on, I need to set up a couple points for the tractor to follow. So we'll go into the tracking system here. We're going to set my A point, a starting point for the tractor to begin at, which is going to be right here. We're going to drive 30 feet or so, make our B point, turn the steering system on, hit the resume button, and the tractor is now steering itself.
Driving in a straight line is good. That way you don't overlap your rows at all and you cover more ground. It is a key component of what is called precision farming. But wait, there's more. They've got new satellite system management tools to collect information. Farmers can precisely evaluate optimum sowing density, estimate fertilizer needs, and predict crop yields by simply pressing a button. In modern farm country, most places need a fleet of tractors to get the job done. Anthony Acres is no exception.
It started off very small farm, but we built up our land base to the day it's about 12,500 acres. We grow corn, soybeans, wheat, barley, and white beans. To us, producing food is very important. It's almost sacred in that it's what people eat, so we try to do the best we can.
At last count, Anthony Acres was operating 12 tractors full-time in addition to 2 large combines. The green fleet is in operation all day, often even into the night.
We have a list of all the tractors, what they're doing, so that if anybody at any time is here and they don't know where the tractors are and somebody asks where they're supposed to be moving to next, we have it all on the board. We try and keep the same people on there because they're familiar with the tractor. They know what they need to take to the field. If something's broken, then they know what needs to be fixed. We look for people with a farm background because it's very essential that they know what they're getting into. You get burnt out very quickly if you're not used to the 13, 14, 15-hour day, and sometimes it's longer.
With so much work to be done, like any other business, today's farms have to be organized.
This keeps all our baling straight, where we have to bale what bales are going to who, jobs to do. We put jobs on here for rainy days so that when the guys come in, if there's no field work to do, then there's jobs on the board that they can keep going to. This is our office. This is Joanne. She does the accounts payable and accounts receivable.
When it comes to purchasing new equipment, yeah, you've got to have a lot of bucks. Some of the tractors around here, they vary anywhere from probably about 60,000 and up. I know the combines are well over 120,000.
Come on, I know that food doesn't grow in supermarkets. It takes a lot of work to get those taters to the table. Beef, beans, or barley, it's become big business, baby. But driving the tractor isn't all work and no play. Oh, there's play. There's a lot of play. Farmers are always thinking of new ways to make their tractors work hard for them. Jim Zanting is a dairy farmer by day, but when he's finished with the cattle, his real passion is building and pulling modified tractors.
I've been around tractors probably sooner than I should have, but that's the way it is on a farm. If you can turn the steering wheel, you're driving. It starts out, you take a regular farm tractor in and you always want more horsepower. Some people call it a bit of an illness. It's a hobby. And this is our tractor here. It's called Little Mule. It's an 8210 Ford, and it's running in the Pro Stock class. It's basically a 401 cubic inch Ford diesel. We don't have stock intake systems. The exhaust systems have been all custom made. Turbochargers. This right here, there's an air intake. That's the compressor. It's kind of like a jet turbine, if you want to call it that, similar idea. So it turns at roughly 110 to 120,000 RPM. We'll wear out an engine in a year easily, basically making them work maybe 3-4 times harder than they should be. It's definitely not something you would take out into the field. The fuel economy is just terrible. It burns about 4 gallons of fuel in a 15-second run. It's an all or nothing ordeal. You get it wound up, you go.
Lil Mule is a superstar on the pulling circuit. Jim and his brother Dirk take their tractor to a dozen events every summer.
You've won today is if you can drive your tractor back onto your truck and go home. Like if you have to get towed or pushed or whatever, you know, that's not a good day.
The thing about pulling is that you can never predict what will happen to a modified under pressure. It could explode.
It's exciting. It's really exciting when you have a piece that is performing at the tractor pull. It can be disheartening if it doesn't work well. You have to figure out what you did wrong.
In case you're not in the know, a tractor pull goes down something like this. You load up a sled with about 30,000 pounds of dead weight, hook it onto the back of your tractor. Then you pop the clutch and pull like hell. Every tractor gets one run. Whoever pulls the sled the furthest wins.
Give him a hand, folks. He was flying 289 feet. Up next should be Jim Zanting from Arthur with a Ford 8210 that he calls the Little Mule.
At least he stayed on the track, and he didn't break, and he did really well. There's one thing about anything mechanical, they can break. And when you take a tractor that normally runs about 2,300 RPM and turn the RPM up to over 5,000 RPM, there's a lot of angry metal.
Big Jim and Lil Mule place second in their class, but the brothers are not in the least bit discouraged. I don't know if I could handle one of those big guys, the tractors, not the brothers. Now that I've mastered plowing, I'm ready to test my mettle against seasoned veterans like reigning champion, cool, classic Katie.
Go, Katie. All right. Oh, she's good. She's very good. Hold it together, Katie.
She's getting lost there, apparently.
Is she? She's wandering off. She's off. She's losing it. She's falling apart. She's gonna crack. I'm gonna blow this thing wide open. Laughing with her boyfriend. That's it, honey! This is so rigged.
Thank you, Paul.
No problem.
Take that.
I'm ready.
This is gonna drop your plow when we get in there.
Okay, how far am I gonna drop it?
Push it right down to the bottom. You're golden.
I like it. I'm feeling good about it so far, Paul.
It's looking good.
You tell me when to lift that thing, buddy.
I'll tell you when. And you can lift it.
Nice.
All right, now you can spin around and go up the other side.
Now this one's for the money. What is the purse on this competition?
That's a good question.
Katie's not watching.
Oh, look, she doesn't look impressed.
You're not watching. It's perfect. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. It's pretty competitive. I don't know. Mine looks pretty good here.
There you go.
Right on. You want to kiss that now?
No, but you can kiss mine.
Whatever. Let's let your Uncle Jeb, the judge, come out and call it.
Hoping.
You know, whether or not I win today, whether or not I deserve to win, that's another issue. Politics being what they are. I've gained a new appreciation for this guy right here, the farm tractor, because you know what? Without farm tractors, we wouldn't have farms. And if we didn't have farms, then I'd have to get a hell of a lot better at vegetable gardening. Thank you, tractor. Thank you.
Up next, ladies and gentlemen, the awards for the media plow match.
And announce the results. Showtime. Thanks, Eric.
Coming in first place in the media plowing was a cool classic Katie Fairbrother from Cool 100. Coming in at second, Jeff Douglas. Coming in at second.